How big was Tech's opening drive of the second half when they went 79 yards and scored on you to make it 21-zip?
Yeah, I mean, it was huge. I mean, anytime you allow, team to eat up the clock and then get points out of that, then it's tough because that's a good offense, it's a good football team, and we had to come out second half and try to limit those opportunities in order to get our offense back in the game to get them back on track. So, everything they did today, worked well for them, and we didn't play very well as indicative of the score.
You go for it on 4th and 2 early. Seems like the kind of play we're going to set the tone for the game. Is that the sort of thing that changes things either way?
Yeah, absolutely. It was 4th and 1, and I think that the opportunity to send a message to our guys up front is that if you're going to win championships, if you're going to win games, you got to be able to knock people off the ball and gain a yard, particularly on your favorite run play, or your play that's been successful for you. And they did a good job of defensing it, and we didn't get it, and that again it set the tone for them to go the other way.
Mike, would you have thought that Tech could shut down the running game the way it did today?
They did a great job, playing defense is what they do. And, it's unfortunate for us that, one of the things that, we pride ourselves on is being able to run the ball, is not being able to do that. So I give them all the credit. I mean, they did a good job and beat us a lot in a lot of ways to make us become more one-dimensional. And then, they got us in 3rd and long situations. I think we were like 3 for 11 or whatever it is. And you can't let that happen because then you pin your ears back to rush the passer and get pressure on the quarterback. And so they played like they normally play, and we didn't play good enough.
One of the things you guys have been able to cut down on this season was the mental mistakes, but there were a multitude of them today. What did you make of, I guess, the mental mistakes that played out throughout the game?
Well, I'm going to have to go back and look at the film as far as mental mistakes. I mean, I know there's some physical mistakes, missed tackles and, things like that. But the mental mistakes are ones that maybe you turn a guy loose in coverage or you fail to block a guy. So I'll be have to have a chance to look at the film to be able to tell about the mental mistake part of it. But there were some physical mistakes out there for sure that led to, big catches, long runs, missed tackles, and things like that. But, it's tough because of, everything that was riding on it. But I want to tell you something that I'm proud of my team that at 8-4, that no one thought that we'd be this far or get to this point. That that 8-4 is a good season for us. That things that occurred and how we won games. It's a learning process for us. But to be 8-4 and know that your last game will be decided for a bowl game is something that. To be proud of for this program. So it's disappointing, to lose and to lose a chance to play in the, to represent the coastal part in the ACC championship. But again, in no way we're disappointed about the season. And again, the good thing is you get a chance to end the season, hopefully on a positive note once we find out who our opponent will be.
Like, what do you tell after a game that goes the way this one did? What do you tell the players afterwards?
Well, I mean, to be disappointed, because it is disappointing, to have worked hard to get yourself in a position to play in a big game, to give you a chance to play, to represent your side of the conference, to play in the big game, and then to have a game get away where you get beat on the field offensively and defensively is disappointing. But again, that disappointment can't be overshadowed by the fact that there's a lot of achievement that happened this year. I mean, there's a lot to be proud of. I mean, we're disappointed because we didn't win this game, but from where we were in last year and going into the chances of winning this year and the games that we won, how we won, I'm proud of the team. Do we have a lot of work to continue to do and continue in this process? Yes, we do. Yes, we do. But you get that with recruiting. You get that with developing your players. You're getting them better. And you get that with a chance of playing in bowl games where you now have extra practices, to get your younger players and, ready for spring practice. So that's something we haven't had here in a long time, is to continue to develop players because you have an opportunity to get ready for bowl games. So, like I said, disappointing, but at the same time, 8-4 and a chance to be 9-4, for this program, I'll take that.
For Chase, it was certainly a rough start to the game. Couple flags on that first drive. What do you tell him about kind of a disappointing senior day?
It's disappointing because he's a good corner, and the ball's thrown in the air, and he did have his hands on the guy, and it was a pass interference, and they extended the drive, and he got upset and got in. He's an emotional guy. Wants to play hard, wants to play well. But they were throwing the ball, all over the place, and they got him a couple times. But when you're a corner, that's going to happen sometimes. He's made plays, he's got balls thrown against him. But anybody that plays on the edge out there, that's what happens. So we just got to continue to maintain our poise and our composure when big plays happen, and just line back up and get ready to play again.
You got a lot of questions this week about the 7 straight losses to Virginia Tech, 10 losses in 11 games. Obviously, you had to come in to today's game thinking the teams were closer than the final score indicated. What do you make of this streak now?
Well, I mean, it's whatever it is now is one more game that's lost to it. But I make it the streak that we put ourselves in a position, to be for this game to be relevant here down at the end of the season, the last game in November, and keep doing that, keep putting ourselves in the position for a game to have some significance to it. We got to improve on the outcome of it, but this is the second year of not getting it done the way we need to get it done. I know that everyone will talk about the school and how many games. I mean, that's appropriate, but for this team, for the guys that we're responsible for now, I mean, it's the second time, and we're looking at getting ourselves better and competing harder, and just continue to keep improving the way that we need to, because we're going to have to play better. You can't have 3 turnovers, and different aspects of the game like that can get away from you.
Mike, how much of this was that they're good, and how much of it was that maybe your guys, the stage was a little bit too bright, or the spotlight a little too bright?
Yeah, that's a good football team. I mean, you look at them over the years. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, they're a good football team, and not that the stage was too bright. We've been on the big stage. We played, the Florida States and Miami on national television. I just think that you start out the game, as they had opportunities to, throw the long pass and start the interference call there, and then 4th and 1, we're going in, and we don't get the first down. That's points back at that point. So they're a good football team. They play well. They've been playing well. They have the formula to play well over the years, and we're a team that's learning how to win. As I said, at 8-4 this year, we're a team that learned how to win this year. We just got to continue to improve and get our guys in the mindset of that every close game or every big game, you got to bring your A game, because if you don't bring your A game, then you're in trouble.
Before our next question, we already have a couple players in the back here, Caliparo, Michael Rocco, and Luke. Is that back there? Yeah. Luke
Thanks.
is back there as well. Go ahead, Justin.
Mike, Rocco threaded a bunch of passes there in the first half, and then did make some mistakes when you guys were in. You were talking about the one-dimensional pass-first offense there in the second half. Can you assess his play today?
Obviously, when you turn the ball over, the quarterback's responsible for the ball, and a couple throws that we probably left out on the field, maybe an ill-advised throw here and there, but Michael, again, you look at today's game, and you're not too satisfied for the outcome of it, but you look at the body of work that he's been able to accomplish this year, and he's done a pretty good job, and so. This will be a learning experience for him, but for the most part, the way he's played this year and represented his team, I think he's done a good job.
Like at the end of the first half, on the play he fumbled when he was sacked, he had an opportunity to cut it maybe to 14-7. How much different do you think that would have made the second half going in with some momentum like that?
Well, it always hurts when you cut opportunities to get points, and the sack you could perhaps live with, but they did a great job creating the sack and the fumble, which came out and they recovered. So that put any opportunity to get points, put that at the end there. So, like I said, they did well and they played well and they deserved to win today.
Do you think that you guys are as far as the score indicated from Virginia Tech and from closing the gap with those guys?
Heather, I think that we're a better football team than that because we played games that that shown that making big plays on third downs and getting big turnovers and this game I think we had 3 turnovers. The last couple games, big games we've won, we had no turnovers. So I think that again you got to give them credit for winning because they did what they had to do to win the game. But I think that we're a better team than what showed tonight.
Up on that, do you think that how much, I guess, does this one take away from everything that you did accomplish during the year?
It's easy to walk around with your with your head down because you lost to your rival. But the implications of this game is kind of tough because this was the game that could get you into the to the ACC championship game, and no one would ever thought that we'd have an opportunity to do that. So with those two things combined, it's disappointing. But as I said before, the fact that we've won 8 games and we've won some really important games for us on national TV and played really well, that we have a chance to kind of write our own ending here with one more game left and chance to go 9-4. I mean, who would have thought that at the beginning of the year?
Hey, Mike, can you just talk about them scoring on their opening possession, 96 yards? Did that have any influence on you going for it on 4th down and just kind of that sequence early on and its effect on the game?
Well, you know that you don't want to get behind too much, right there. And then, when they scored with the penalty and things like that, it kind of, we had to kind of up our ante here a little bit and make sure that this didn't get into a high-scoring game. Who knew they were going to play, tough defensively. So when you got down to the 4th and 1, where we were, that's a play that you have to make. We got to get, the 1 yard. And unfortunately, we didn't. They stopped us, and it kind of turned the course of events there a little bit. But if you had a chance to do it over again, you do it again, to try to send the message to our guys. If you're going to win championships and be championship contenders at 4th and 1, I mean, you got to make that.
Can you share what you talked about in the locker room after the game?
Greg, as I was saying, basically I said that it's disappointing. Guys are, it's a hurt locker room in there. You want to win because of the implications that win would have, for the rest of the season. But at the same time, the opportunity that was presented itself this year for us and being 8-4 now, I'm proud of the team and the opportunities that we seized upon and the games that we won and the position that we put ourselves in to make sure that when the season ends, it ends with a bowl game. And 9-4 is a pretty good opportunity here based on what happened last year. Thank you.